This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast, or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
Hello, welcome everybody. We're back again here at the Lloyd Noble Center. Josh Calloway on hand, joined alongside by Jordan Ray in Norman, Oklahoma, getting ready for 5A boys semifinal number 1. We're going to have both ends of it on the Oklahoma Sports Network here tonight on a Friday night in Norman. Number 1 in 5A West, Carl Albert. Number 3 in 5A East, Holland Hall. Collide here tonight at the Lloyd Noble Center. Going to be a fun one here, certainly. The Titans and the Dutch will have the Del City Eagles and the Tulsa Memorial Chargers coming up a little bit later. Both ends of the 5A semis, and then hopefully, we hope, the championship game tomorrow at 5 o'clock back here at the LNC. Jordan, we had the girls' side of things this morning with this very same matchup. Holland Hall winning that one. Now the Titans will try and get some revenge on the boys' side of things. In between games, I took a nice nap. We had a good breakfast. And I'm recharged and ready to go. We have 2 more games coming up. We're going to hear from Coach Jay Price in just a moment. He'll be joining us here in the Oklahoma Sports Network. He's actually making his way over here right now. So I'll turn it over to Jordan. He's going to talk to Coach Price.
All right, Coach Price, thanks again for joining us. First, of course, the question that I keep asking you. Tayshawn James, what's the status for this game?
Tayshawn is in uniform. He's healthy enough to play. His eye's a little banged up still, but we're going to put him to work, and he'll be on the floor some tonight for sure, and we're glad to have him back for sure.
Well, you've been in this situation a lot. What you haven't had is a day of practice in between quarterfinals and semifinals. So what was practice? What you emphasize with your team?
We kind of went light, really. I mean, it's just a lot of it's just kind of walk through stuff, remind our kids of what they need to do, take a little extra time to look at the other team scouting report and things like that. When you're playing in the 3-day format, you really kind of do that stuff anyway. You just don't have the whole day to take a break. We'll still scout, we'll still take our kids through a walkthrough, but it's not bad to have that day of preparation.
When I watched Holland Hall beat El Reno a couple days ago, I was real impressed with their defense, especially in the third quarter. I think they almost shut El Reno out. So what's going to be key against their defense?
Well, they're really long and athletic. They got a lot of big bodies, so they can cover some ground. We're going to try to move them around a little bit, get their feet moving, maybe get them out of the lane some, and see if we can attack the basket some and create some shot opportunities. But it's going to be tough. They're well coached. They do a good job. They play hard, and that's just may the best team win today. Because I think there's 2 pretty good teams going at it.
Yes, there are. All right, Coach. We hope to talk to you after the game. Thank you.
All right, sounds good.
And we'll take a break. When we come back, we will have the starters for you and more. You are watching Mid-Del State Championship basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Coast Technology Group is your full IT managed service provider, utilizing simple, reliable technology for your home and business. Remote monitoring and management, network infrastructure, and cybersecurity, all with 24/7, 365-day live support. When you partner with CTG, you get the 150 years combined experience of our experts, helping your business grow while keeping your systems secure.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust. to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-265-6449. No referral needed. Mention Oklahoma Sports Network and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American Airman, kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
Augusta Contracting is a general contracting company that specializes in commercial and industrial construction projects. When you choose us as a partner for a project, we assure quality workmanship, exceptional performance, and unparalleled client satisfaction. At Augusta Contracting, safety is top priority. Our main focus is to send our team home to their families safe, happy, and healthy. Augusta Contracting, where your idea turns to reality and your project comes to life.
Coast Technology Group helps you feel safe and secure utilizing simple, reliable technology. Allow our team of experts to help you design the right system with high-definition surveillance cameras, cutting-edge smart alarm systems, and thoughtfully designed access control for your home or business. Work, sleep, and play with confidence, knowing CTG is your technology partner.
We want to make your next event an adventure. At Inflatable Adventures, we want to make your next event hassle-free by providing incredible products at a great price, along with amazing customer service. We offer one of the widest selections of bounce houses, water slides, obstacle courses, and so much more. Give us a call today or check us out online at inflatableadventures.org. Remember, Inflatable Adventures, the only inflation worth paying for.
Back here at the Lloyd Noble Center, Josh Calloway, Jordan Ray, ready for 5A boys semifinal number 1 here from Norman. We'll get our starting lineups here, presented by Louis in Midwest City, 6007 Southeast 15th Street, Midwest City, Louis. We're in your neighborhood. First for the Carl Albert Titans, who will be the road team here at the LNC. Number 2 is Casey Baker. He's a 6'1" junior. Number 3, Jordan England, the senior point guard, 6 foot even. Number 11, Big Jaden Mott, he's 6'7" and a junior. Number 21, Ryan Reynolds, after a huge shooting night in the quarterfinals the other day, 6'5" junior. And then Quincy Hopkins rounds it out, the 6'3" junior, number 22. Titans are coached, of course, by Jay Price, and are the number 1 team in 5A West. For the Holland Hall Dutch, number 2 is Cannon Gibson. He is a 5'10" freshman in the lineup. Number 23, Ethan Tabor. He's a 6'4" sophomore. Number 30, Nathan Muehlendorf, a 6'1" senior. Number 33, Carter Benton is a 6'3" junior. And then rounding out, number 42, Jaden Cool, a 6'3" senior. He was really good in Holland Hall's win over El Reno in the quarterfinals. The Dutch are coached by Teddy Owens and are the number 3 team in 5A East. So, Jordan, just about ready to go. We got to see this Holland Hall team a little bit in the El Reno game in the quarterfinals. What stands out to you about them? What do the Titans got to do to beat them here this evening?
Well, you mentioned Mr. Cool. from Holland.
He was
Hall.
really good.
He had a cool dunk, a breakaway dunk, where I thought he jumped too soon, but I underestimated his athleticism. I think Carl Albert has got to be able to effectively finish in the paint. He also mentioned Ryan Reynolds, our player of the game from last game. He's got Holland Hall's attention because I'm sure they saw what he was able to do.
Right.
So how much attention they give him? Does he have counter moves when they fly at him trying to take away his three-point shot? Will be interesting to watch. But Jaden Mott, I used to call him out. I'm going to call him out again. He has got to effectively finish around the basket. He's got a height advantage over whoever guards him. Doesn't mean he's going to outplay him, but he has that opportunity there.
It's a great point, and we're just about ready to get it going. Jaden Mott will do the opening tip here, going toe-to-toe with Ethan Tabor. Tip is off and won by the Dutch. We actually have whistles right off. A quick foul is going to go against the Titans.
You saw a good job by Jalen Thompson to fly in for that jump ball. He anticipated Mott tapping it and went to go get it.
Holland Hall, like we said, the home team here at the LNC. They're in their home whites with the powder blue cursive Dutch across the chest, blue numbers. Carl Albert in the road whites with black Titans across the chest and white numbers. Holland Hall going left to right from our vantage point, courtside here at the Lloyd Noble Center. Right here on the block is Nate Muhlendorf, and he has his pass looking for Cool in the far corner, intercepted by Quincy Hopkins. And the Titans will go back to the way. Nice job by Carl Albert. That first quick foul, by the way, was charged against England, so something to keep an eye on there. Ryan Reynolds, good ball movement, trying to get down to Mott. It was deflected out of bounds.
So Cool.
By the way, in the starting lineup for the Holland Hall real quick, I want to say number 3, Jalen Thompson, 6'2 senior, is in the starting lineup. Didn't mention him off the top there.
I want to also say that the Cool and Hopkins are matched up with each other. That is a great matchup.
Ryan Reynolds in the corner. He was huge in the win on Wednesday, and there he is again. Clackamas, Ryan Reynolds right out of the gates, 3-ball. Bobby Lewis 3-ball. Surprisingly great rates with 2 locations to serve you in Choctaw and Del City. Reynolds was monstrous. He was our player of the game on Wednesday, and a good start for him here as he hits a 3 right out of the gates.
I don't understand how he got open there.
Yeah, you can't leave him open at this point. Driving the lane here, not finishing is Cool. Jordan England the rebound for the Titans. Start the break. Reynolds, nice ball move to Baker. He'll take a long 2 here, and he knocks it down. Nice shot by Casey Baker, 5-0 Titans.
Josh, that may be the first jump shot I've seen him attempt. What do you think? I mean, you've seen him play. Casey Baker does not look for a shot like that.
Yeah, he does. He's more of a facilitator guy. You're right. A little mid-range jumper. They gave him room. He said, I'll take it, and he hit it. Nicely done. 3-ball here for Holland Hall on the other side. He comes up short from Thompson, and the Titans go back to the way. Good start here for Carl Albert. Baker bounce pass underneath to Jaden Mott. Mott will take it to the rim. Now feeds out to Hopkins. He'll fire an open 3 from the wing. Front of the rim, no good. Rebound is loose and scooped up by Thompson, so Dutch get a needed stop. And Thompson racing down the floor. England was right there. That looked like a travel. Didn't matter. Shot didn't fall. Mott the rebound, and then Thompson poked it away from him. And so Dutch will steal a possession here. Right-hand floater is up and good.
That never should happen.
Carter Benton.
Just a bad job for Mott. Dribbling the basketball when he had no reason to do so. He should have seen that the defender was by him, that being Thompson.
Jordan England here on the wing. He'll feed off to Ryan Reynolds. He had 6 threes, did Reynolds, on Wednesday. 22 points for the Titans in their quarterfinal win. Off to a good start here in the semis. Baker goes across the lane. He'll fire it in the corner to Hopkins. Thought about it for a moment, said he'll back it out now. Reynolds comes and sets a little half screen for him. Now Mott, left side, England. Jordan England, step back 3-ball for the senior point guard. Almost banked it in. Didn't fall, though. And the Dutch have it going back to the way. Here's Cool racing down the floor. Cool all the way to the rim. Nice move and a nice finish. He's really athletic. He took off from just inside the free throw line, and he laid it in easily. He's got hops.
You got to pick him up before he gets to the three-point line, because once he gets out of steam, he's dangerous.
So Dutch a little 4-0 run right back, and they're back within 1. 3 minutes in here in this boys semi. Jordan England in the corner. Guarded by Thompson. He'll feed over to Reynolds to the top, Baker. Baker right side to Hopkins. Hopkins will pull it for a long 2. Back iron almost got a friendly roll. Instead, the rebound pulled down by Muhlendorf. Now the Dutch have it going back to the way once more. Cool. Guarded by Hopkins. Switches over to Mott. Now Hopkins will get back on him. Right side to Thompson. To the top with Benton. Now Muhlendorf backing down on Mott here. He'll go down the baseline, up and under move. Blocked from behind by Mott. Nice defensive play there. And the Titans have it going back the other way. Here's Baker on the left wing. He sees an opening. He's going to take it right to the rim and finish. Casey Baker, 4 quick points.
Well, he's getting into the paint. He is very good right now getting to the paint. He hit that baseline jumper. That's kind of opens things up for him.
That was a really nice aggressive move. He saw a lane there, and he took it. That was well done by Baker. Other side here is the Dutch as we hit the midway point of the first. Deep three going to be fired here from the top of the key and left short by Benton. And the Titans are racing back the other way. Ryan Reynolds is going to fire another three off a long pass. Clackham's. The kid is still hot from Wednesday. 2 early threes, and it's 10-4 Titans. Bobby Lewis 3-ball.
You know, being hot 2 games in a row, Josh, that's not easy.
No.
So he's,
not
early signs are he's doing that.
With a gap day in between.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds, again, mentioned 6 threes on Wednesday, too early. Thompson fires a 3 for Holland Hall, trying to respond. Almost, I don't know if he was trying to bank that or just had way too much. But a rebound, a foul is going to go on the Titans here on the rebound. This is a tough one.
They called Casey Baker doing something on the box out. I didn't see what. The ref kind of made a grabbing motion. So they say he grabbed whoever he was trying to box out. Looked like it may have been Benton.
Thompson will get it into Benton. He feeds it back out to Cool. He pump fake once, now he'll drive. Cool going to the rim. Circus shot there, and that was not a good look at all for Jaden Cool. England comes up with the rebound, if you can call it that. Baker goes across, right-hand pass. It might have slipped out. I'm not sure what. That looked a little awkward. Cool picked it off. Thompson now has it ahead of the defense, and he'll lay it in. Fast break bucket there for the Dutch.
You know, Carlton will be in really good position now if they just didn't have a couple of careless, unforced turnovers. That's the main reason right now that Holland Hall has any points.
Jaden Mott here has it on the wing. He'll drive down on his man Muhlendorf and has a shot blocked. Oh, a late foul call here is going to go against Nate Muhlendorf.
On the body.
They didn't give him the shot. I'm a little hesitant to ever say that after the last couple of weeks, but Jaden Mott is going to get shots here. So first trip to the Rose State Cherry Stripe for the Titans. Looking for university experience while staying close to home. Look no further than Rose State College. With over 60-degree options, on-campus housing, and transfer agreements with all Oklahoma universities, Rose State College will jumpstart your college education. Apply today at rose.edu. Mott hits the first, Baker out, and here he comes. Tayshaun James into the game for the Titans.
We'll see who he guards. I think that's where he's, with the questionable eye. I don't know how well he'll be able to shoot. We'll see if Holland Hall's aware of that and gives him a shot, the open perimeter shot. But I'm going to see who Tayshaun James defends. So
we have a timeout because they're checking out Jalen Thompson with I think some blood on his arm maybe, so they're stopping play for a moment. Mott missed the first free throw, by the way. Another one on the way. Officials are confused. The official here in front of us is saying, did I give you guys permission to do this? There's some confusion on, some blood on the floor maybe.
So they need a trainer. They're going to get Carl Albert's trainer.
Come out and clean up the floor a little bit.
Even though it's on the Holland Hall side.
If you weren't with us on Wednesday, to kind of tie up that end, Tayshaun James missed Wednesday's game against Tahlequah with an eye injury. Iowa State football commit. Coach Price told us right in the pregame there that he was suited up. He was going to give it a go. You asked him earlier if he was going to play. He said maybe. We're on the right side of maybe.
He was being coy.
He's back in the game. So
hey,
we'll see how he does.
You got a senior who's great athlete, great
he's going to give it a go, if he can.
It's a maybe. That's the in he needs.
Yeah.
So it's more of a question of how effective can he be. And he's going to have some extra time during this timeout. This is a little longer than a 30-second timeout, of course, because the important thing isn't how much time you take, but that you get all the blood off the floor.
They're still wiping down the floor. It looked like Thompson was going to come out. Now he did. Okay, so Jalen Thompson comes out, and replacing him is Julius Wilson, who is a 6'2 freshman. Coming out to get a little bit of action. It's a nice frame for a freshman, 6'2".
Early indications are watching Holland Hall. It's Jalen Thompson and Jaden Cool who will look to be aggressive on offense. So I would have to imagine that once Thompson's available, he'll come back in.
Floor's cleaned off, and Mott will have another free throw on the way.
And the interesting thing, I thought maybe James would come in to guard Thompson. Maybe he'll guard Cool, or they'll let Hopkins continue to do that.
There's still some extra blood spots. Thompson must have been bleeding for a while. They started off in the lane where Mott shooting free throws. They're all the way back near the three-point arc on the other side, cleaning up some blood here. So It's a crime scene in here.
Yeah, in the 80s, this would be a play on. We'd be playing right now.
So still wiping up some excess spots of blood spillage. I don't know. This is probably the longest delay I've ever seen. What's the longest delay for you? I had a game 3-4 years ago where a young lady got a little overheated, I should say, and threw up on the court. That created quite the delay. It was like a 15-minute delay. That might be the longest for me. You ever had anything quite like that?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I do remember when I was coaching a JV middle school game. Yeah, that's as rough as it sounds. And I had a player who threw up. This is at Edmond North High School, by the way, the same floor that they've been playing all the playoff games that Carl Albert's been in. But he threw up on that floor, and no one did anything.
Oh, man.
So thankfully it was at the fourth quarter of a game. We were losing by 20.
Did they just call it?
And I had to make the suggestion because I wanted to get out of there. I was like, hey, refs, just call it.
Yeah,
and
that makes sense.
I
Yeah,
still don't know who cleaned it. No one was doing anything about it.
I didn't have
smelled.
that luxury for. Yeah, it was about I remember it was a 10 or 15 minutes. Like they brought a guy with a mop. I mean, it was a whole thing. And now we're finally about to get ready back to action here. Jade Mott's second free throw on the way. Little blood delay, no big deal. Mott puts down the free throw, and it's 11-6 Titans. So here's our first look at Julius Wilson, this freshman for the Dutch. He's handling the ball. He gives over to Cool. Cool, pass deflected. Nicely done by Quincy Hopkins there, and Mott scoops it up. Fast break for the Titans. Mott down the floor, and it's a block. Oh, boy, that's a big call. That would have been 2 on Mott, but they give him the block, and Mott will go back to the Rose State charity stripe.
Mullendore did not get there in time. I think that's a good call. So I kept the Rose State up. Did we thank Buffalo Wild Wings, by the way?
Oh, that's a good call. Thank our first quarter sponsor, Buffalo Wild Wings, where every day is game day. 5500 Tinker Diagonal in Del City.
So now when they have to clean up sweat, they just get them up. We're seeing.
That's a quick wipe.
Yeah.
But the blood takes some sanitizing, which is why maybe that slows that down a little bit. Jaden Mott shooting 2. First one no good. 2 fouls on the Dutch, 2 on the Titans. Both fouls, by the way, on Holland Hall are on Muhlendorf, so that's certainly worth keeping an eye on. Coach Owens keeping him in for now. Although now he just said somebody to score, stay able to sub in. And both free throws are missed. And the Dutch have it back going the other way, down 11-6. This is Benton holding the basketball here. He starts to drive now back that to Cool. He'll fire an open 3. A little too much on it. Rebound is on the floor, and Benton's able to run it down. And the Dutch get a second chance opportunity here. James is guarding Benton, by the way, and he just ripped it away from him. And now a pass in the front court to Quincy Hopkins. Start the break for the Titans. Hopkins to the rim. Oh, man. He went for SC top 10 on a poster dunk. Couldn't finish it. And it'll go out of bounds to go back to Holland Hall.
So you have to miss free throws in that. So some scoring opportunities for Carl Albert. You know, they need to take advantage of what they have going on right now, and that is tremendous defense. At some point, you might see Holland Hall make offensive adjustments. They might start to make some shots. So Carl Albert needs to score and take advantage of this. They're playing tremendous defense right now.
3 ball here for Ben, but we're going to get a whistle and a foul on the Dutch before the screen. Just subbing into the game was Keaton Sterling, and he gets called for the foul there.
Tayshaun James drew that. He made a great defensive play to get Hopkins that dunk attempt, so we have to call it, and a great outlet pass. So
boy, that
his
dunk
vision
attempt
was fine
by Hopkins was. I don't even mind it that he missed it. It still kind of sends a little bit of a message to the team, doesn't it? Kind of a little bit. Tayshaun James in the lane can't quite finish here. It was a good feed from Mott. Rebound for Benton, and the Dutch started back the other way. We're kind of frozen on 11-6 here for a little while. Benton trying to shake James. He's guarding real well. He feeds it over to Cool.
James.
Scoots it over. 3 ball for Benton. Clackums.
Now James in that case helped one pass away, and he probably should stay with Benton.
3 ball there for Carter. Benton moves the Dutch within 2. Yeah, trying to shake James. Tayshaun was right on him, but he got loose a little bit after he gave up the ball and knocks down that 3. 11-9. Ryan Reynolds with it for the Titans. Feeds it over to Jordan England. England started taking it to the top. Now he'll back it out to the mid-court interlocking OU here at the LNC. Final minute of the first. England bounce pass to Mott, laid it off to Reynolds. Got the 2 early threes. Pass in the corner to England. Feeds over to Hopkins on the wing. Hopkins crossover move the elbow. Step back jumper. Not going to fall a little too much. England, though, skies in for the board. Titans get a second chance. England mid-range jumper from the free throw line. Cash money. Nice shot there by England. Titans back ahead by 4. All the way racing ahead is Wilson. He'll feed off to Cool. Double team. He'll give it back to the top to Benton. Benton to his left. He'll fire another three. Can't roll it home. Rebound though, skied for and pulled in, and then stuck back with the foul. This is Ethan Tabor going for the old-fashioned three-point play.
They sold out on the three-point attempt, and that left no one in position to box out, so Tayshawn James got in late and committed the foul there on the putback.
13 foul on the Titans. And like you said, the first on James. So to the Rose State Cherry Stripe goes Tabor. Misses the free throw. Rebound comes out and is pulled in by James. Titans will race down the floor here with some time to work with. England goes right to the rim. Left hand tried to finish it. Couldn't, but Hopkins skies in there for the clean putback. Nice start to this game for Quincy Hopkins. It's his first bucket, but he's kind of just been everywhere. And now with 10 seconds to play in the quarter, it's 15-11. Dutch can hold for the final shot. Jaden Cool guarded by Hopkins, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul here. Hopkins guarded him a little too close, I suppose. First one on him.
If it's first, you really don't mind that foul in the sense that it doesn't send Holland Hall to the free throw line.
Right. I didn't see a ton there. But
so it's going to have to force Holland Hall to have to set up their offense again, which shouldn't take them too long. They have enough time for a good shot. But
England comes out. Reed DeQuazy comes in to replace him for this final possession. Cool here off the inbound. Will step to his right. He lost his dribble. Scooped up by Reynolds. Will fire it to length of the floor. Oh, boy. It went off the side of the rim. Let's say if anybody could hit this, it'd be Ryan Reynolds. That's your first quarter. Really good start to this one. Titans lead it by 4. Take a timeout. Be back for the second here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
We come from different backgrounds, with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
Back here at the Lloyd Noble Center, Josh Calloway, Jordan Ray. We're for the second quarter in this 5A boys semifinal. While we get ready to get back to action, thank our second quarter sponsor up in the right-hand corner there, Super Subs, home of the steak bomb sandwich, locally owned and operated for over 20 years, 2150 South Douglas Boulevard in Midwest City. Check them out or give them a call at 405-733-5440.
Short stint for Reed DeQuazy. He comes back out of the game looking at bringing Hutch Russell for shooting,
Hutch
obviously.
Russell in there, and England back in as well.
That means Coach Brush really likes how Mott's playing.
Tayshawn James, Jaden Mott, and Quincy Hopkins rounds out the 5 for the Titans, and they have the ball first here. England backing down on his man Keaton Sterling. Coach Owens keeping Thompson on the bench, by the way. Getting an extended rest here is him, arguably the Dutch's best player, him and Cool.
Nice catch.
That was a nice catch.
What a pass,
nice pass.
too.
Mott fired it down to Hopkins in the lane. Hopkins skied for it, pulled it in, and then stuck it home.
You know, post players throw the best post-entry passes, and that's what Jaden Mott just did.
That was a very nice pass. Something we see Brandon Garrison do a lot, and we'll see that a little bit later with Dell City's matchup. Tulsa Memorial. Ball gets knocked out of bounds here. Nice play again by Hopkins defensively. That's what I was talking about with Quincy Hopkins. He only has 4 points. I say only. It's early in the second quarter, but he's kind of just everywhere right now.
Carl Albert has blown a couple of scoring opportunities in the first quarter, but their defense has been outstanding.
That it has. Cool gets it off the inbound here for the Dutch. Feeds it over here to Benton. He'll fire a 3 ball. They're going to go up the front of the rim. England skying for the board, had it knocked away out of bounds. I say last touched by
England. He had a great box out, given that he had to step into the paint for help defense, then go back to his man to box out. He just couldn't quite corral that ball.
7:02 to play in the first half. Cool fires it in the corner. Open 3 here for Wilson off the inbound. Doesn't get it. Mott's guys in for the board. Third early rebound for Mott, and the Titans have it going back the other way.
You remember how a couple days ago Josh Tahlequah had that really high shooting percentage?
Right.
Not the case for Holland Hall.
Right. Hutch Russell on the right wing. Yeah, that was against the Tigers. It was only stops for turnovers, it seemed like. Tahlequah was hitting all the shots, but you're right. Holland Hall not firing away early, and some turnovers mixed in there as well. Titans defense, like you said, been really, really good. Hopkins to the top to Tayshaun James. To Mott, who rockets it down to Hopkins again. Hopkins can't finish it. That's another nice pass by Mott, but Hopkins not able to quite finish this one. Dutch have it going back to the way. Down 6:20 to play here in the first half. Benton guarded by James. They'll start to drive on him. Now he'll have to give it back out to Cool. Tayshaun James is not giving Benton a lot of room to work with. Over to Jaden Cool. Cool goes down the lane, feeds it off to Sterling. Hands it back out to Cool, who shoots a step-back three ball here. Won't fall. Rebound, though, pulled in by Tabor, and he sticks it back home. A couple of nice rebounds on the offensive end for Ethan Tabor in this game so far.
Yeah, because Carl Albert's so into their help defense, that sometimes takes him out of actually good boxing out position.
James at the top here for Carl Albert. Feeds it over to England on the right wing there. Gives it back to him. Over to Russell. Back to James. Now over to Mott. Mott over to Hopkins. Goes to his left. Good defense by Sterling. Trying to get down low to the cutting James. Was tipped away, but Hopkins able to save it, and then he's bumped and fouled.
Not many free throws this game. 4 fouls for both teams.
Back in a couple of starters. Casey Baker for the Titans and Muhlendorf back in for Holland Hall. Meanwhile, we have Jalen Thompson back in the game wearing 31 now, as I guess he got blood on the jersey and he swapped out to a different one. Thankfully, it's not a jersey they have given to anybody, so it doesn't not confusing. So he's back in the game wearing 31. Titans still with the ball up 4. James at the top, guarded by Cool. Left side to Baker. Baker back to the top to James. Now to the right wing, Mott. Mott will give it up to England. Carl Albert bench shouting for a set here. James now over to the corner to Mott. Mott bounce pass looking for England underneath. That pass, I don't know if it was deflected or just a little off the mark. Either way, a turnover. Dutch have it going the other way. Here's Cool now guarded by James. I like this matchup. Cool feeds over to the right side to Muhlendorf. Muhlendorf will pick up his dribble, feed over to Benton. Benton will drive on Casey Baker. Have to pick up his dribble and feed it back out. Right side to Thompson. He goes to the rim and finishes it.
Wow. Boy, was that a burst of speed.
Yeah, that was a nice move to the rack there by Jalen Thompson off a good feed from Muhlendorf. The Dutch are back within 2 here. Titans have the basketball back. Tayshaun James guarded by Cool. Mott in the corner. Back to James to the top, Hopkins. Quincy Hopkins guarded by Tabor. He'll give it over to Mott. Mott on the right elbow. Hands it off to Baker. Baker pulls up from the elbow. Gives it over to James. James will try and take it to the rim here right on Cool. Can't quite finish it, but he does draw contact and the foul. And Tayshaun James will take a stroll to the Rose State charity stripe. First foul called against Cool.
Cool probably fouled him twice. The first one wasn't called on the floor, so it results in James getting free throws. This is going to be interesting. He's got that eye injury.
All right.
How will that impact his shooting? I don't think he'll look to shoot from the perimeter too much, but now he's got to shoot free throws.
James' first free throw will not roll home. Meanwhile, Ryan Reynolds set to come back in for the Titans. See who he replaces. It's going to be James, yeah. A free throw on the way here for Tayshaun James. This one goes on the back iron, but he skies in for his own miss. And he's hitting fouled again. So back to the line. That was a really Tayshaun James play. Skying in for his own board and draws another contact and another foul. That'll be on Thompson. That's his first.
So right
and
now
the team's 6th. So Holland Hall, Carl Albert, I should say, in the bonus now the rest of this first half.
James is getting some free throw advice from the assistant coach, Coach Price's son, Jordan Price. Not to confuse him with Jordan England or me.
First free throw not good for James, so 0 for 3 here at the line now is Tayshaun James. Carl Albert just 1 for 6 at the free throw line. 1 for 7, actually. This one will go, though. James splits the trip. Reynolds will replace him. So good minutes there from Tayshaun James, nursing that.
Yeah, 3 missed free throws, but 1 trip, so he gets a point at least.
18-15. Dutch have the basketball back as we crawl toward the midway point of the second quarter here at the LNC. 5A semis. Muhlendorf on the right wing. A little hesitation now. He'll take it at Mott. Picks up his dribble, trying to figure out what he wants to do. Gets it over to Thompson. Now over on the right side to Benton. Gives it right back to him. Thompson guarded by Jordan England. Feed off to Muhlendorf. He was going to give it right back. Now it goes over to Benton. Benton, guarded by Casey Baker. Over to Jaden Cool. Cool, figuring out where he wants to go with it. He'll go to the right. Now goes down the baseline. Rocket pass to Thompson. Goes right down the lane. Right-hand shot won't roll home, but he is fouled. So more free throws on the way, this time for the Dutch. They've only shot one so far in this first half, and they'll head to the line here. Will Thompson.
We were seeing their
fouls
adjusting.
on England. Yeah, second.
Second on England, yeah. We're seeing Holland Hall adjust to the help defense from Carl Albert. They're finding the open guy who's then able to make a play on the ball, and that's been Thompson the last two possessions.
First free throw didn't go. Second one will. So split trip there for the Dutch, and they're down 2, 18-16. This low-scoring second quarter, just 3-5 in the second quarter, 5-3 in favor of the Dutch. Hopkins has it at the top. He'll give it over to Mott on the left wing. Mott over to Hopkins, the top of the key. He'll drive the lane here. Tough shot, won't go. Good contest there by Holland Hall, and Cool has the rebound. He'll race down the floor, deflected, and it'll go out of bounds. It's coming right to us. Coach Price intercepted it before I could make a play on it.
Great deflection by Jordan England.
Yeah.
That's something Carl Albert's done well. They've gotten deflections.
Killed the fast break there for the Dutch that they could have tied it up potentially there if they could have finished it at the rim. Holland Hall does keep the possession, though. Thompson gets it into Benton, who gives it right back. Final 3 minutes of the first half. Jordan England guarding Thompson. Goes to his left. He'll hand it off to Muhlendorf. To the top, Cool. Right side to Tabor. Back to Benton. He'll drive on Baker on the elbow here. Hand it off to Thompson. Thompson will back it out. Carl Albert, some nice defense here. Muhlendorf now back with it again. He'll go to his right, trying to back down Jaden Mott. He'll go right to the rim. Up and under move. Not sure if it was blocked or just a good contest. Either way, a miss. Titans trying to start a break. Pass from Mott was too far, but Hopkins able to save it for an out of bounds. Gets over to Baker, goes over to England on the right wing. England drives the lane, had it poked away. Hopkins gets it back, right-hand shot, back iron, no. Rebound pulled in by Holland Hall.
Hopkins has been bricking shots. He's taken some good ones, though, but just can't get him to fall.
Dutch have it back, still down 2. Here's Muhlendorf in the lane, had it poked away. Good defense there from Baker and Mott, collapsing on him. And the Titans force a turnover. Casey Baker racing down the floor here. He'll give it over to Hopkins on the left wing, and he'll slow things up and set up some offense for the Titans in the final 2 minutes. Baker bounce pass to Mott. Right about the right block here. He'll take it at Muhlendorf. Fadeaway shot good. That was a nice shot by Jaden
That's
Mott.
a good matchup for Carl Albert. Mott's got 2 or 3 inches, I think more than that, maybe 4 or 5 inches on him, on Muhlendorf.
That's one of those shots if Jaden Mott could consistently hit.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, what do you do with him? 20-16 Titans. Down the lane here, Thompson. Oh, that was a really tough finish by Jalen Thompson.
I mean, England was right there with him.
Yeah.
Thompson made a good shot. High off the backboard.
England will bring it down the floor for Carl Albert. Still up by 2 in this nip and tuck first half. Mott will pull it from the elbow. Side of the rim, no good. Cool comes in for the rebound. And Judge have it back with a chance to tie or take the lead. Here's Benton racing ahead. He'll pull up a little right-hand floater. Got it. And we are all even at the LNC, 20-20 as we near the final minute of the first half.
Yeah, Carl Albert's got to be disappointed. They just haven't capitalized on their offensive opportunities, and Holland Hall has gotten more comfortable on offense on their end.
Good Holland Hall contingent here at the LNC, and they're on their feet as their Dutch have made a little bit of a run here to tie things up. Hopkins, far corner to Casey Baker. Baker will drive. Oop, had his right foot slipped. Did a good job not to travel. Nice pass to the England, who was cutting on the baseline, and he finishes, and the foul.
We've seen this from Casey Baker a few times this half. He always looks to penetrate when he has, when he penetrates, he looks to pass. He does not look to finish. Holland Hall needs to be aware of that, and Jordan England made a good cut.
That was an excellent play all around. It was a great feed from Baker on the bounce pass. Hit England right in stride, and then, great cut by England and a nice, tough finish through contact.
And England needs to make this free throw for a couple reasons. One, so he can come off with that Carl Albert can protect him with 2 fouls.
Yeah.
And he misses. It's just
off the
unbelievable.
So DeQuazy stuck at the score table here. Carl Albert 2 of 9 at the line. That's a story, certainly, of this first half. Meanwhile, the Dutch have it back. Final 30 seconds here in the second quarter. Benton goes to his left off a screen set by Tabor. Mid-range jumper won't go. Baker skies in for the board. Titans go for the final shot here and take a lead with them to the locker room if they want. James hands over to England, and they'll set some things up here. 10 seconds for the Titans. England will race down the lane here, take it to the rim, had it poked away. England able to save it now, stuck on the baseline, feeds it to James. Great find, James can't finish, but he's fouled. That was a good play by England to just find someone. It looked like that possession was going to get away from him, but it'll result in Tayshaun James shooting a couple more free throws here.
Now we'll see DeQuazy come in for England for 1 second,
yeah.
1.2 seconds.
James shooting 2. And he's got the first one. That was a good-looking free throw.
That's 2 in a row for Tayshaun.
Titans up by 3. Like you said, England comes out, DeQuazy in. So Jordan England did get to the halftime locker room with those 2 fouls. Never picked up the third, which is certainly big for Carl Albert. James hits them both. It's a 4-point lead. Just 1 second for the Dutch. They'll get it into Benton. Benton will fire up a half-court shot. This might count. It goes high off the glass. Doesn't matter. And that'll end the first half. Carl Albert, this is a battle. These two teams were nip and tuck the whole way. Titans never relented the lead in that second quarter, and they hang on to a 4-point advantage heading into the locker room. Take a timeout. We'll be back here in a few minutes, and Jordan and I will recap the scoring totals from the first half, and we'll look ahead to the second half of action. Halftime report up next here in this 5A semifinal at the Lloyd Noble Center on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Here at Champion Plumbing, we grew up under these lights, so we know what hard work and dedication really means. Because to us, being the best is about helping our community when they need us most. It's about giving our all on every play and every job. Being your hometown champs means being part of a team that succeeds together. So every time you call, you get nothing but our best. And that's what makes us Champion Plumbing.
We come from different backgrounds, with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
Coast Technology Group is your full IT managed service provider, utilizing simple, reliable technology for your home and business. Remote monitoring and management, network infrastructure, and cybersecurity, all with 24/7, 365-day live support. When you partner with CTG, you get the 150 years combined experience of our experts, helping your business grow while keeping your systems secure.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-265-6449. No referral needed. Mention Oklahoma Sports Network and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
Augusta Contracting is a general contracting company that specializes in commercial and industrial construction projects. When you choose us as a partner for a project, we assure quality workmanship, exceptional performance, and unparalleled client satisfaction. At Augusta Contracting, safety is top priority. Our main focus is to send our team home to their families safe, happy, and healthy. Augusta Contracting, where your idea turns to reality and your project comes to life.
Welcome back to another fine Saturday morning here at the Johnson House, where the team at Champion Plumbing is about to perform one of their classic pipelining maneuvers. Watch their technique as they begin pouring in that epoxy. Oh, wow. Didn't miss a drop. That, ladies and gentlemen, are why these guys are the champs.
Coast Technology Group helps you feel safe and secure utilizing simple, reliable technology. Allow our team of experts to help you design the right system with high-definition surveillance cameras, cutting-edge smart alarm systems, and thoughtfully designed access control for your home or business. Work, sleep, and play with confidence, knowing CTG is your technology partner.
Here at Champion Plumbing, we take pride in taking care of our community. When we hit the road, we're fully prepared to solve your plumbing issues. We're family owned, and we are the standard for plumbing service. With a team full of champions, being the best plumbers in Oklahoma is just part of the job. So when we show up, you can rest easy, knowing that whatever the issue may be, we can handle it and make you a happy Champion customer. Contact Champion Plumbing today.
We want to make your next event an adventure. At Inflatable Adventures, we want to make your next event hassle-free by providing incredible products at a great price, along with amazing customer service. We offer one of the widest selections of bounce houses, water slides, obstacle courses, and so much more. Give us a call today or check us out online at inflatableadventures.org. Remember, Inflatable Adventures, the only inflation worth paying for.
All right, back here at the Lloyd Noble Center, Josh Calloway on hand, joined alongside by Jordan Ray. At halftime of this 5A boys semi, really good game so far. Carl Albert leads Holland Hall 24-20. Recapping the point totals here for you in the first 16 minutes. High man for Carl Albert is Ryan Reynolds. Had those 2 early threes. Those are the only shots he's taken. He's 2 for 2. He has 6 points. Trio of players with 4 points. Casey Baker, Jordan England, and Quincy Hopkins all with 4. Jaden Mott's got 3, and Tayshawn James has 3. Jaden Mott, by the way, also with 4 boards in the first half. Holland Hall, meanwhile, high man is a 2-way tie between Jalen Thompson and Carter Benton. Both guys with 7 points. 4 points from Ethan Tabor, and then 2 from Jaden Cool. So they've kept him under wraps so far, has Cool. And the Dutch just 1 of 10 from behind the three-point arc. That's a big, an eye-catching number for Holland Hall so far in the first 16 minutes here from the Lloyd Noble Center. So it's 24-20. Carl Albert leads Holland Hall in this first boys 5A semi. Winner of this one will get the winner of our next game, which will be Dell City and Tulsa Memorial, coming up at approximately 7:30 here on this floor. Jordan, first half, Carl Albert did some pretty good things. Defensively, it's been really, really nice. You got a 4-point lead. How do you bring it home right now for Coach Price and the Titans?
Well, I think that defensively, they don't have to do a whole lot different. Now, you would have to think at some point, Holland Hall, they got this far. I haven't done an in-depth look at it, but I think they shot 10 threes to Carl Albert's 4. They want to shoot, especially it's very clear that I lost track there. Carter Benton wants to shoot threes, and he's only 1 of 5. So at some point, you think they might heat up some, but that's something you just have to be ready for, and whether that's storm with some scoring of your own. Defensively, I don't think they need to do a whole lot different. Just be careful when you are helping in the paint that when a shot goes up, you get the backside rebound, because sometimes they got a position doing that a couple times. Offensively, I think Quincy Hopkins should continue to be aggressive, but he has to be smart when he's aggressive and make sure that when he elevates and shoots, he's shooting a shot he's comfortable with. And also, Jaden Mott had 1 post-up and he scored. He looked really good doing it.
Right.
He's got a height advantage over his defenders. Defender Mullendorf is listed at only 6'1", so I've understated how much of a height advantage Mott has earlier. He has a 6-inch height advantage. So that's an option I would definitely look at. But I think Carl Albert, if they continue to play like they did, they should score more efficiently. They got some good looks, and I think they're going to start hitting their free throws. The only question is, are we due for a Holland Hall explosion of some kind shooting-wise?
Right.
Or are they going to change their defense in such a way that it throws Carl Albert off their rhythm? I don't see it for Holland Hall on the defensive side. They don't look to pressure very often. We'll see if they have that in their back pocket. But so it's just a matter of Carl Albert making smart decisions on offense.
Yeah, despite going 1 of 10 from deep, Holland Hall still shot 41% in that first half. They were 8 of 12 on 2-pointers. So they're getting to the rim and finishing at a high level, hitting the mid-range and things like that. But, yeah, the shots from deep have just simply not been falling for Holland Hall so far. If that turns around, they got to feel like they're in pretty good shape. But the Titans' defense has been really, really good. And we talked about him right at the top. You know, I mentioned a minute ago. But Jaden Cool has been quiet in this game. He only has 2 points so far. And that's a very good thing for the Titans. So we'll see if they can keep him from getting going. And then also, obviously, offensively, if you can find Ryan Reynolds a couple more times. He only took 2 shots. He hit them both. Find a way to get him loose a couple more times. And who knows? Titans might be in pretty darn good shape when things are all said and done here.
Well, the way to get Ryan Reynolds more shots has been shown to drive the baseline and find him on the opposite corner. And, again, that's the thing we'll see if Holland Hall adjusts to that. But I think that's one way to get him open. If you can't get him open, again, part of what he's useful for is being a decoy will stretch the defense some.
So we're just about ready to start the third quarter here. We'll go ahead and thank the third quarter sponsor as the teams are retaking the floor. Dynamic Health Clinic in Harrah, Oklahoma. At Dynamic Health Clinic, Dr. Kaufman specializes in athletic injuries and is able to get athletes back in action very quickly using a system called Advanced Muscle Integration. Play better and recover faster at Dynamic Health Clinic. So we're just about ready to start the third quarter in this 5A semifinal. It's what you want. I mean, it's a semifinal in a state tournament at the Lloyd Noble Center. It's a 4-point game. Settle in. Going to be a fun finish here at the LNC. We'll have another game for you a little bit later. Del City and Tulsa Memorial, the other half of the 5A semifinals.
That's the juicy matchup. Holland Hall actually makes, they're seeing them play has added a lot of hype to this game for me as far as, or I should say, anticipation.
I think that
Tulsa Memorial, Del City, that's
that game I think is kind of the talk of the whole day today in high school basketball. Very exciting matchup. Titans force a turnover right at the gates.
Oh,
and then England is going to get called on a charge. So that's going to be 3.
I didn't think he got there in time, but credit for Nate Mullendorf for Holland Hall. I didn't think he got there in time, though, but that was a great recovery on his part.
Carl was going to keep England in the game with the 3 fouls. But, yeah, that's tough. He got to the halftime. We talked about right at the end of the first half. They got to half with England only with 2 fouls. He gets his third one. They're 10 seconds in to the second half. So back to it here. Cool's going to fire a 3 for Holland Hall. Off the back iron, no good. So make it 1 of 11 from 3 now for the Dutch from deep. They just have not been hitting their shots. Titans have it going back to the way. Here's Hopkins coming down the floor. He'll give it over to Casey Baker on the wing. Baker goes across the top. He'll go right down the lane. Baker to the rack, and he finishes. Wow. We saw Baker do that a couple times in the first half. If he sees a seam, he's taking it and he's finishing.
You know, Coach Price has said they're trying to encourage him to shoot more, and he's starting to do that.
Titans ahead by 6. I think this is their biggest lead of the game, if my memory serves me correctly.
I think it might be Casey Baker's career high. Well, maybe not career high. I shouldn't say that. But in the games we've done.
Yeah.
This is as
he's
aggressive
not
as I've
a
seen him on
big-time
offense.
scorer. Yeah, really good player in other areas. But, yeah, you're right. Doing a nice job. He's seeing it, and he's taking it. Muehlendorf down the lane here for the Dutch. Nice, tough finish over the big 6'7" Jaden Mott. And Holland Hall back within 4. England will bring this up for the Titans with those 3 fouls. He'll hand it over to Quincy Hopkins. Hopkins in the corner to Baker. Jab step once, now goes toward the top. He'll feed it over to Jaden Mott. Mott hand off to England. England pulls up across the lane. He'll go right to the rim. Can't quite finish. He lost it. Mott, though, able to save it for the Titans. Spin move. Jaden Mott, turnaround shot. Can't roll it home. It was a great move, but didn't finish. And the rebound
England
comes out to
got
the Dutch.
the 4th there.
Dutch have it going the other way. Here's Benton on the block. He'll bounce pass over to Muehlendorf. Bad pass. England's going to run this down. And a fast break here for the Titans. England all the way to the rim, and he's fouled by Jaden Cool. That's going to be the second on Cool. And Jordan England will head to the Rose State Charity Stripe to try and add on to this Titans lead.
Yeah, England wanted to draw that foul, and he used his body well to do that. He was driving to his right. He's a lefty, so he probably wasn't as comfortable going up there. So he made the effort to draw the foul, and it worked. He's got to be careful crashing the offensive glass. He could have been called for an over-the-back the previous trip.
So England shooting a pair here. First one will roll off. Titans just 4 for 12 from the free throw line so far in this ball game.
Yeah, Jordan England's missed a couple. That's just surprising.
England 0 for 2 from the line here so far. Missed one earlier on a three-point play opportunity. Hits this one, though, so a split trip for him. Titans back ahead by 5, 27-22. Thompson bringing down the floor for the Dutch. He's guarded by Jordan England, left side to Cool. He's got Hopkins guarding him. Cool to his right, crossover move. Hopkins poked it away. Cool able to save it, though. Gets over to Thompson. Thompson to his right. Reynolds comes in and pokes it away. It's on the floor. Thompson able to save it. Gets over to Benton. 2 near turnovers here for Holland Hall on this possession. Benton guarded by Ryan Reynolds. He go to his right. Now over to Cool. Cool takes some contact for Hopkins. Dribbled off his own foot and scooped up by Hopkins. Start the break for the Titans. Hopkins all the way to the rim and he finishes. Nice play by Hopkins.
He has neutralized Cool.
He has. He's shut him down.
Yeah.
And after what we saw, him against El Reno, Jaden Cool, we thought he's going to be a big part of this game, and Hopkins has totally slowed him off. You're correct. Baker reaches in and pokes away from Muhlendorf. It's on the floor. Baker's diving after it. It'll be a kick ball, and it'll stay with Holland Hall. Boy, the Titans' defense, what can you say? Nothing coming easy right now for Holland Hall.
Yeah, the thing to watch, Jordan England continues to be aggressive on both ends with 3 fouls. I think that should be on Holland Hall. What's the call there?
It's on the Titans.
It's on Mott.
Yeah.
I think they're screening Mott illegally there.
First one on Mott before the inbound.
Credit to Jaden Mott, though, for not having a foul until right now.
Right.
Again, that's sometimes been an issue with him.
Cool do it instead. He gets into Muhlendorf. Muhlendorf will drive on Mott, take it to the rim here, up and under move. That's a really nice move by Nate Muhlendorf, putting it home.
If Mott can just hold his ground, he doesn't have to bite on that pump fake.
England brings it down the floor, feeds it over to Quincy Hopkins. Hopkins right side, Jade Mott now to the top. Back to Hopkins. Goes to his right, he's guarded by Tabor. He'll take it on him at the elbow, gets it over to Mott instead. Mott from the free throw line, spin move on Muhlendorf, turnaround shot won't fall. England tips it out to Baker, second chance opportunity here for the Titans. That's a nice play by England to create that. He's got the basketball now. Goes to his right off a screen set from Hopkins, fires it over to Mott. Mott, spin move, gets out to Baker on the right wing. Baker will drive, picks up his dribble. Back over to Mott, and Carl will reset. Hopkins figured out where he wants to go. He's going to go right at Thompson here. Goes tough to the rim. Right-hand shot won't fall. Rebound, put back, wow. Ryan Reynolds. Where did he come from?
That's a good question. Where was that? That's just...
Ryan Reynolds flying in for the tip back. Now pass deflected again, and another turnover forced by the Titans. Hopkins will run to the rim. Hopkins scoop layup attempt. That'll go! Quincy Hopkins with a great finish. Titans are up by 9, and the bench is fired up.
Defense still locked in, and they're creating turnovers. That leads to a Holland Hall timeout.
Coach Owens wants to talk things over. 3:43 to go in the third. Titans have got their biggest lead of the night to this point, leading by 9 here at the Lloyd Noble Center. Still waiting to see if it's a full.
Well, they were motioning 30. They're calling it full now.
It is a full. All right, we'll go ahead and take a timeout here. Titans by 9 in this 5A semi at the Lloyd Noble Center on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-265-6449. No referral needed. Mention Oklahoma Sports Network and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
Back to the Lloyd Noble Center. Josh Calloway, Jordan Ray. Carl Albert on a nice run here to go up by 9. And we had the Carl Albert bench here right to our right. That was a fired-up huddle. That team is feeling good right now. And as they retake the floor here, leading by 9. How do the Dutch respond?
There's nothing like the feeling when your defense is creating offense.
Right. Back in the game here and holding the ball for the Dutch is Julius Wilson, the freshman. He gets to Muhlendorf, gets it right back. Wilson on the right wing, feeds over to Jaden Kuhl. Kuhl guarded by Hopkins, so we're going to drive on him, feed over to Wilson in the corner. Wilson pass to the top to Benton. Benton off the screen set from Tabor will go to his right. Gives it back up to Kuhl now. Hopkins harassing Kuhl. There's just nowhere to go right now against this Titans D. Mott pokes it loose. Benton able to save it. He'll give it up to Wilson. Wilson started to drive it back out to Kuhl. He'll fire away on a three. Clock comes. Big shot for Jaden Kuhl. On a Bobby Lewis rebound that the Dutch sorely needed. Cuts the lead back down to 6. Hopkins at the top of the key here for Carl Albert. At the elbow, he'll fire, and it's blocked. Good defense there from Tabor, deflecting that shot, and the Dutch have it going back the other way. Holland Hall with a little bit of momentum here. Benton walks into a 3. Comes up short, rebound though. Muhlendorf, put back and 1.
That may be on England.
That's on England, that's his 4th. Boy, how quickly the game of basketball can change. Obviously, it was 9-point lead, I should say, at that last break. But the Dutch come out, they hit a big 3, now get an and 1. And England picks up his 4th foul. So he'll have to come out. Tayshaun James will replace him. And the Dutch get it back down to a 1-score game here.
That shows you how important it is to have good offensive possessions. Hopkins just took a bad shot that got blocked, and it led to Carl Albert being out of position on defense.
Muhlendorf can't cash in at the line, so it stays a 2-score game for now. Carl Albert ahead by 4, 2:37 to play in the 3rd. So
Hopkins running point right there.
Gives it over to Tayshaun James. Crossover move, James to the rim. Oh, mama, that was pretty. Tayshaun James finishes it. Titans by 6.
Completely fooled Holland Hall there.
That he did. Muhlendorf the other way for the Dutch. Going right on James, and Tayshaun James just standing his ground. Forces a travel.
He's been tremendous given the injury he had.
Yeah, he really has, especially the defensive end.
Hopkins continues to run point.
2:13 to play in the 3rd. James has it on the right wing. He's guarded by the freshman Julius Wilson. Over to Mott, gives it right back. James goes to his left from a screen set from Hopkins. Right side to Casey Baker. Baker will drive the baseline on Kuhl. He'll fire out to the top. Short hop to James, who does a good job to pick it. Now gets it back over to Hopkins, and Carl Albert will reset their offense.
You know, they're not, again, Holland Hall does not pressure you much, so Carl Albert can take as much time as they need.
Right. You can start to work it. Reynolds in the corner, gives it back to James to the top Hopkins. Now over to Baker. Casey Baker goes to his left, goes down the baseline, and they step out of bounds, or is it a foul? It's a foul on the Dutch. That'll be just the 2nd on Holland Hall here in the second half. Titans only have 3, so hadn't been a ton of fouls. Which was kind of a theme of this week at the Lloyd Noble Center. Good teams, I suppose.
Yeah, not a lot of possessions, really.
Right. What we got here? Got a foul here on the Dutch before the inbound. That's going to be on Kuhl. That'll be his 3rd or 4th?
He's holding Reynolds.
I think it's just his 3rd. Just the 3rd on Kuhl, but still worth keeping an eye on. James gets it into Mott, who's cutting toward the rim. Mott backing down Benton. Turnaround shot for Jaden Mott. Rolls it home. Jaden Mott. How do you do?
I love that turnaround jumper he has.
Me too. 8-point lead for the Titans. Pass deflected by Hopkins. James goes flying after it, busted eye and all, and they get a timeout snuck in. Carl Albert steals the possession. Titans just playing with some really, really good effort right now. I mean, they're doing nice things, but the effort is eye-catching.
You know, the more I watch state tournament basketball, the more I like the idea of you gladly burn a timeout to save a possession in the 3rd quarter. You know, if you're,
it does have this tournament this week. It does have a weight of every possession feels more important kind of a thing.
Yeah, and Carl Albert not called many timeouts. I think may have been their first or second timeout called. So late in the 3rd quarter, and unfortunately we used to be knowing the timeout situation was easy, but it's hard to find on the scoreboard now. But
it's got the timeouts listed, but they
especially
haven't
good
been
timeout
updating it. Yeah,
when you're saving possession. Well, either way, but when you have a possession that you get back by getting a defensive stop, and I'll tell you, every basket Carl Albert scores without Jordan England just magnifies. Interestingly enough, Holland Hall also without their point guard. They are going without Jalen Thompson at the moment.
It's the second time that we've seen Thompson take an extended break, which, I mean, in the state tournament, you pretty much see your starters play a lot of minutes, 30-plus usually. And
first part was started by Blood on his jersey.
But he stayed out for longer than you would think.
I don't get as much because I think he's one of their 2 best players, without a doubt.
So Titans have it back, up by 8. Jaden Mott on the wing. Pass on the far side to Baker. He'll pump fake it once, guarded by Cool. To the top, Quincy Hopkins. As we hit the final minute to play in the third quarter here at the Lloyd Noble Center. 5A boys semifinal.
So I don't know if Carl was going to intentionally try to milk the clock, but they can if they want.
James at the elbow, thought about shooting it, so they'll give it back out to Mott. Mott to the top, Hopkins, who's at the midcourt logo here at the Lloyd Noble Center. And Hopkins slow playing this. Titans look like they are potentially holding for the final shot here. They're certainly in no hurry, and frankly, no reason to be.
They'll only take a good shot.
Final 30 seconds here from the LNC.
And it looks like they will hold. Holland Hall will let them because, again, they don't really pressure you much. They don't force you to do anything on offense.
Yeah, Holland Hall just kind of staying back, and they're letting this clock melt away. Hoping they can keep it at 8 going to the fourth. Hopkins will drive now. Hopkins all the way to the rim, just splitting defenders. Oh, it was a great move, but didn't finish it off. Rebound pulled in by Tabor. Dutch have got 8 seconds to work with, but Hopkins poked it away from Muehlendorf. Step back 3. Back iron, no. Rebound comes down. It's rained down by Reynolds. He'll fire a shot here with half a second, but they're going to say he traveled before the shot. That was a wild sequence.
Big break for Holland Hall because you could not ask for a better shot than what Hopkins got.
It was a great move. He just didn't finish.
His shooting this game has not been great.
So the Dutch only have half a second. Muehlendorf will fire the length of the floor. That wasn't a bad try. There's Tabor trying to get alley-oop there.
They started the clock. They shouldn't have. No one touched it. But
that's right.
It doesn't really matter. I don't think anything would have happened, but that's not the right way to do the clock.
You're correct. Third quarter in the books. Titans lead at 37-29 after 3. Fourth quarter, somebody's going to the championship game. We're going to find out who next right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
All right, back at the Lloyd Noble Center, got some confusion here. They've put .5 back on. Like you said, Jordan, they started it prematurely. They shouldn't have started the clock. Now there's a half a second back on the clock.
I don't know why they want to play this out. Whose ball is it going to be? Now, they call jump ball here because they don't know. That's going to really mess up whoever gets the possession here.
It's going to be essentially, I hate to say pointless, but pointless. Because once somebody wins the tip, the half a second's going to go right off.
I don't know. I don't think either coach.
Well, I guess if you go jump ball, you use the arrow. My mistake.
But the problem is then you don't get – you'd rather have the ball start the fourth quarter.
You get robbed of the arrow. But this is a strange situation. Not one you see often. There's some stirring of the crowd behind us.
I got to look. And the possession arrow is still with him. That's the big thing. They'll take a meaningless attempt here, I guess. As long as Carl Albert has possession to start the fourth quarter, it's not that significant.
So we have .5 on the third quarter clock. Titans are going to have the ball. They got to length the floor, and they won't even get a shot up. So that ends the third. We have another full break here.
Let's go. I wish they'd just start the fourth quarter right now.
Yeah, you already had a full timeout. And I guess we're taking another full timeout. So third quarter's in the books. All right, I guess we'll take a break here, and we'll come back for the fourth. Weird stuff at the Lloyd Noble Center. Fourth quarter on the way here in this 5A semifinal.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-265-6449. No referral needed. Mention Oklahoma Sports Network and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
Back at the Lloyd Noble Center, Josh Calloway, Jordan Ray. I think we're ready to start the fourth quarter for real this time. And as we do, we'll thank the fourth quarter sponsor, which is La Herencia Grill, for the best Mexican food in the Mid-Del area, whether it's dine-in, carry-out using Grubhub or catering. Just eat their delicious food. 6811 Southeast 15th Street, right next to Jimmy's Egg, 405-931-3154.
Well, the refs were technically right to go ahead and play that out, but like I said, it seemed kind of pointless.
So right as we got back, by the way, Muhlendorf got pulled off for blood. So he's off the floor, and they put Keaton Sterling back in. Meanwhile, a great feed from Baker to Hopkins, and he finishes. Titans lead by double digits.
How about Casey Baker?
Having a really nice night.
Making that pass when you don't have your point guard out there, too.
Contender for our Triple E player of the game, certainly.
Absolutely.
Is Casey Baker. 10-point lead for the Titans. Trying to hang on and get to the title game. Cool, nice move. This will help the Dutch. Gets around to Hopkins and a good finish at the rim.
They need to pay attention to him. And Hopkins is guarding him well for the most part, but other players have got to help out because Cool might start to take over for Holland Hall.
Cool with 7 points now. He matches Thompson and Benton, who also both have 7 for Holland Hall, leading the way. Baker on the right wing. Thompson back in for Holland Hall, by the way, and he's guarding Baker. Over to Hopkins. Hopkins gets around Cool. He's going to take it right to the rim. Hopkins blocked, but they're going to call a foul. Had to have been on the body because it was definitely all ball. But there was a lot of bodies in my vision. I couldn't really get a great look at the contact.
Fourth team foul. They call it on Cool. I didn't see it. My vision was kind of blocked there.
Fourth personal on Cool, too. So keeping an eye on that.
Absolutely.
As Hopkins goes to the State Cherry Stripe.
He kind of has to stay out there right now because of the game situation. Jordan England can rest a little longer.
Hopkins hits the first one. It was 15-11, Carl Albert after one, 24-20 at half, 37-29 at the end of the third. Titans currently lead by 9 and can make it 10 here as Hopkins hits them both. A 2-for-2 trip at the line. That's a welcome sight for Coach Price and the Titans, and they lead back by 10 again. Muhlendorf set to come back in for the Dutch at the next opportunity. Cool gets to Tabor. Tabor guarded by Ryan Reynolds will hand off to Benton. Benton from deep, Clackums. Big shot for Carter Benton. Just thinking, boy, Holland Hall really could use this shot as it was going up. And they have a 30-second timeout taken from Coach Owens, I think more than anything, to make sure he gets Muhlendorf back in the game. As that Bobby Lewis 3-ball went down for Benton. Gives him 10 points. Hopkins leads all scorers in the game, by the way, with 12 for Carl Albert.
Ben, so you got to watch out for. Ryan Reynolds had his hand up on that.
So Muhlendorf will become the second Dutch player to be wearing a jersey number that he didn't start this game with. He's going to move over to jersey number 22.
Well,
really testing us here.
Correct, the Holland Hall managers and the trainer, whoever it is, they're having those jerseys ready to go. Because they don't play very many players, so the ones they have, you got to keep them in somehow.
That crisp white jersey, it's very easy to see if there's any blood on it. A little tougher than the Carl Albert red ones, I suppose.
So now Holland Hall, they're setting up a press. That's why they call it timeout. Good idea considering Jordan England is out, although they're dropping back from the press. So
letting them come up.
Interesting.
41-34 Titans, 6:42 to go. How long until we see Jordan England again? Certainly a big question here down the stretch. Model handed off to Tayshawn James, who's been pretty darn good tonight. His first game back from that eye injury. Over to Ryan Reynolds. Reynolds right side to Mott. Mott bounce pass to James on the block. Feeds it back to the top Hopkins. Titans are going to work the clock a little bit if Holland Hall allows them to. Hopkins gets it back out to Baker. Baker at the OU logo gets over to Mott, who gets it off to James. Tayshawn James guarded by Thompson. Reynolds comes over to set a screen for him. James calls him off.
Not sure why they switched, but James has a switch now.
James guarded by Benton. Final 6 minutes here in Norman. James is going to go right at Benton. He's going to take it. Step back jumper for Tayshawn James. Rattles out. Reynolds put back attempt no good. And the Dutch get a big rebound. Only down 7. Holland Hall still certainly right in this thing. Here as we hit the final moments. Here's Benton. Feed off to Thompson to the top. Cool. Cool crossover move. He'll drive to the rim. Cool. Tough finish and the foul. Jaden Cool. The whistle on James, and the Dutch are now within 5 and a free throw on the way.
Well, James should not have shot that mid-range shot. No mid-range contested shot should be a hard rule for Carl Albert right now. And then on defense, Jaden Mott's got to be the one helping out more too, as Cool is looking to take over.
Cool's free throw's up and good, so complete three-point play. It's a 6-0 run for the Dutch. Second time that Carl Albert has put together a run to get up feeling like they've maybe kind of run away, and Holland Hall's responded. Dutch are now down only 4. Hopkins dribbles it off his own leg. It's a turnover. Cool scoops it. Hopkins comes over on a bad foul. Reaching in on Cool. It does kill the fast break, I suppose, but it's Carl Albert's last one to give, I think. No. Might just be the 5th. Yeah, just the 5th on Carl Albert.
So it's been hard to count. Carl Albert will call a timeout.
Yeah, it's probably a good timeout here, I think, for the Titans, as the Dutch have got a little bit of life and momentum, certainly. And it's going to be a full timeout, so we'll go ahead and take it too. 5:21 to go. Titans by 4. Dutch have the ball next, right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Augusta Contracting is a general contracting company that specializes in commercial and industrial construction projects. When you choose us as a partner for a project, we assure quality workmanship, exceptional performance, and unparalleled client satisfaction. At Augusta Contracting, safety is top priority. Our main focus is to send our team home to their families safe, happy, and healthy. Augusta Contracting, where your idea turns to reality and your project comes to life.
Back here at the Lloyd Noble Center, we got a heck of a ball game here going in this 5A semi, as you'd expect, this deep into the state tournament. 41-37, Carl Albert in front of Holland Hall. The Dutch have the basketball here to open up, or to resume play, I should say, here in the 4th quarter.
Hopkins might want to deny Cool. He tried to.
Muehlendorf feeds it off to Cool, who's going to drive. Right-hand floater won't go. Good contest there by the Titans, and a big rebound for Casey Baker. And Carl Albert will bring it down the floor. Or England crossing half court.
England in with 4 fouls, guarded by Cool.
The time was
also
now.
Has 4.
I agree with that decision. The time is now. Get him back in there. Final 5 minutes from the LNC. Here's Hopkins on the wing. He'll back it out. Fires over to Mott in the corner. Jaden Mott figuring out what he wants to do with it. Gets underneath to England. England gets it right back out to him. James around the horn to Hopkins. We have whistles away from the ball. It's going to go on the Dutch. And that's going to be the 3rd on Muehlendorf. And it's the 5th team foul on Holland Hall. So both teams now with 1 more to give.
So what's the crowd yelling about here?
I think they called the foul over the public address on Carl Albert, I think.
Oh. Okay.
So that created a stir.
Let's see if the Titans run a good baseline out of bounds play here.
They corrected it.
No, it don't really look set up for any of it.
England trying to figure out what he wants to do, and Coach Price going to take a timeout here. That was not pretty. Nobody was moving.
No, they weren't set up for anything. That's interesting. So you have to burn a 30. I think Carl Albert has 2 left. So again, I think when you're in this situation, other team's on a run. Just whenever it's a critical situation, it could be you need to make the run or whatever. But if you have a good baseline out of bounds play, now's the time to use it. And now that there's a 30-second timeout called, you know that one of the things Coach Price will be doing is diagramming some type of baseline out of bounds play. We'll see if Holland Hall changes their defense up. I don't think they really can afford to go zone right now. So,
winner of this one will face the winner of our next game on the Oklahoma Sports Network, Dell City and Tulsa Memorial. That game's coming up at 7:30. There's a game in between Owasso and Broken Arrow in the 6A semis. So that game will take place after this one, and then we'll be on after that. So it might be a little bit of a delayed start, not a right-away situation here for us. But we hope you tune in for that one as well, as it's been a great first semi. We're hoping for another great one in the second. Titans have it here. Back to action, Casey Baker. guarded by Benton here. Will go to his right, and we're going to have a whistle and a 5-second call against the Titans. And Carl Albert is not happy with that call.
Yeah, that's when you crowd them. Get that. That's when the 5-second count starts. First time we've really seen Holland Hall apply that type of defense.
Muhlendorf with it for the Dutch. He's over to Benton. This is a big shot. 3-ball rattles out. Boy, it looked good, but it didn't fall. Titans get it back, and a bullet dodged.
That's right. I was about to say the same thing.
Yeah. England brings it up for Carl Albert. 4:15 left. Titan faithful just saying, go, clock, go. Up by 4 right now. Tayshaun James holding the ball. He'll give it over to Hopkins. Quincy Hopkins guarded by Thompson. Midway point of the 4th here at the Lloyd Noble Center. James going to his right. He'll back it out. Figure out where he wants to go with it. Now it goes over to Jordan England. England surveying the floor. He's guarded by Jaden Cool. Left-hand pass over to James. Had it poked away. Got it back. Tayshaun James. 3:45 left. Lost his dribble. It's on the floor. James able to get it back. Wilson went diving after it. But James able to scoop it up and save the possession. Here's England shouting out some direction. Guarded by Muhlendorf. He got bumped. Titans faithful hoping a foul be called. Didn't get it. England's going to go to the rim here. Oh, boy, what a great finish by Jordan England at the rim.
You know, he often does step up when they need him.
What a possession. You use about a minute of clock and end up with a great layup by England. Titans back ahead by 6. 3:15 left. Here's Benton for the Dutch. Where does Holland Hall go for the offense? They've had a few guys score, but nobody's been lighting it up all game. Cool hands it off to Thompson. Thompson over to Muhlendorf on the left wing. Final 3 minutes. Muhlendorf spin move on the elbow. Almost lost it. He'll get it out in the corner. This is an open 3 for Benton. Back iron, no. Rebound, pinball around, and England comes down with it. He gets tied up, but he's able to rip it away and save the possession for the Titans. You saw Coach Price didn't even watch that Benton 3.
Yeah, Tayshaun James should not have left him.
James feeds it over to Mott, and Titans can work some more clock here with 2:39 and counting to go. England guarded by Thompson. He'll go around and feed over to Hopkins. Bounce pass to Mott. Can Carl Albert work some more clock off and still get a good shot when it's all said and done? England will back it out way to the midcourt logo. Right side to Mott. Mott gets bumped. Stays with it. Both teams with a foul to give, so playing some aggressive defense here is Holland Hall. And now we're going to get that foul. Foul's going to go on Benton here. And that'll be the Dutch's last one to give, and it's Benton's second.
Now does Carl Albert have a side-out play? They're going to bring in Hutch Russell, who did not play the entire second half.
Yeah, interesting here. He didn't play a lot in that first half either.
Probably for free throw shooting, as next Holland Hall foul will be free throws.
Cool's going to come out for the Dutch. Replacing him is Keaton Sterling here on this defensive possession. 2:10 left. Inbound goes to Baker, right by the half-court line. Baker, bounce pass over to Hopkins. Quincy Hopkins, we hit 2 minutes to play. Hopkins feeds over to Mott. Mott fires to Baker in the corner. Open 3 for Casey Baker. Rattles in and out. Clock comes. Halfway down and then back out and then back in. And a ginormous shot for Baker.
I promise you, Price did not want that shot. We could tell by the way he reacted.
He was very open, and he just said, I'm taking this thing.
He doesn't do that normally. I don't. That's incredible.
Taken by Coach Teddy Owens. Titans lead by 9, and they can smell it. Still got work to do, but they can smell it. Full timeout. We'll be back. Fourth quarter here on the Oklahoma Sports Network in the 5A semis.
Welcome back to another fine Saturday morning here at the Johnson House, where the team at Champion Plumbing is about to perform one of their classic pipelining maneuvers. Watch their technique as they begin pouring in that epoxy. Oh, wow. Didn't miss a drop. That, ladies and gentlemen, is why these guys are the champs.
at the Lloyd Noble Center. Josh Calloway, Jordan Ray, Carl Albert, a huge three from Casey Baker in the corner to put them ahead by 9 with 98 seconds to play. Dutch got to score, and they got to score quick. Here's Benton with the ball, step back three ball, and it's going to air ball right out of bounds. Yeah,
see, Benton tried to bump Tayshaun James to get separation, and by putting that much effort into getting the separation, he just wasn't ready to shoot.
Mott will come out as James will come out too. And this is a getting your free throw shooters on the floor move here because Holland Hall's going to foul.
So Mott and James are not the guys who want. We've seen them both miss multiple free throws in the first half.
Russell and Reynolds into the game.
Understandable.
Yeah, very understandable.
Three-point shooters.
Hopkins gets it into England, who had it knocked away, but they're going to say he was fouled. So here comes a 1-1 for Jordan England.
I can't tell you what an amazing shot that is by Casey Baker. Now, if Hutch Russell or Ryan Reynolds did it, I'd been like, yeah, okay, that's what they do. You don't want to shoot a three in that situation really at all, even with a good three-point shooter. But Casey Baker, he does not look for that three-point shot ever.
It was so great that it rolled out
and it rolled out and
back
rolled
in. The reaction from Coach Price was fantastic.
I'm going to remember that shot.
Yeah, well, that one will be remembered for a little while. Tayshaun James had to check back in here for offensive rebounding. He'll replace Hutch Russell.
So they're not going to bring Mott in. So I think they want a smaller lineup to defend the three-point shot.
James at the down the lane, but they keep him outside. England shooting a 1-1 here.
They're going to keep James with the Holland Hall three-point shooter.
England calmly hits the first one. Not sure.
Now Mott comes in.
There obviously are better shooters on the Carl Albert team, but not sure there's anybody you would trust more at the line right now than Jordan England. He has the first one.
Well, let's not forget about that layup he had.
Yeah.
Slicing through 4 defenders from Holland Hall.
He's played well. Really, the whole team has in a lot of ways.
Yeah, other than the shooting wasn't great, but otherwise, yes, everyone who's played made good contributions here.
England hits them both. Carl Albert's got their biggest lead of the night at 11 with only 1:27 to go. Dutch got to get buckets and get them quick. Poole crosses half court. Guarded by Hopkins. He'll drive on him, and he lost it, but they're going to give a foul here. Carl Albert very upset with that call. It's going to go on Hopkins, and it will result in some free throws here coming for Jaden Cool.
Will it? I don't think it will.
No, you're not. Cool was standing
on the floor.
Cool was standing at the free throw line waiting to get the ball, and it never happened. That's only the 6th foul, so it's not into the bonus yet. I thought it might have been in the act, but it wasn't.
Thankfully, the refs don't pay attention to that.
So Dutch keeps with it. Cool being harassed by Hopkins, and they're going to call another foul on Hopkins.
Now that will be free throws.
Yeah, that'll be a 1-1 this time. Almost a travel by Cool. I thought that might have been what was going to get whistled there. So Cool's going to shoot a 1-1 here. 3rd foul on Hopkins, 7th team. Meanwhile, Sterling's had to come back in for Holland Hall. Ryan Reynolds will come back in for the Titans.
James thinks it's for him, but I thought the coach told him Mott. Nope, they didn't.
Yeah, you're replacing James, yeah.
I think they'll keep Mott in for rebounding purposes. But if the second free throw's made, he may bring in Hutch Russell.
Jaden Cool shooting a big 1-1 for the Dutch. They need all the points they can get, and he's got the first one here at the Rose State Charity Stripe. Pulls Holland Hall within 10. Second one on the way for Cool. He's got them both. 12 points now for Jaden Cool, leading the Dutch.
And there's the Hutch for
Hutch versus the Dutch.
You beat me to it. I meant to say that earlier, but he just hadn't played enough. Hutch versus the Dutch.
9-point lead for the Titans. Baker gets it into England. Feeds over to Hopkins. Hopkins fires it to Reynolds in the front court. Nobody there. And he'll get fouled. They eventually ran him down and fouled him, and Ryan Reynolds will go to the line and shoot a 1-1 here. Titans are really, really close. 1:07 to play. At this point, you're pretty much, if you can make your free throws, there's not really much Holland Hall can do. Russell out, James back in. And Reynolds shooting a 1-1.
Yeah, now if he makes both, we may see Mott come in for him. Again, the defense for offense sub.
Front of the 1-1 is good for Ryan Reynolds, and some really clutch free throw shooting here down the stretch for the Titans.
Yeah, you know, I don't think he's been to the free throw line either of the last 2 games, so he's coming in, you know, potentially rusty from the free throw line, but he hits that important first one.
Reynolds does miss the second one, but he does extend the lead out to 10 points. Final minute here from the Lloyd Noble Center. Do the Dutch have an all-time rally in them? Here's Muhlendorf, feeds off to Kuhl, going down the baseline, up and under move, doesn't go. England rips down the board. Jordan England.
He made that miss.
Yeah,
he
that
forced
was
that
very
miss.
good contest. England gets ahead to Reynolds. Reynolds on the wing here. He'll take the foul if they're going to come foul him, and they will. With 45.4 to go, and the Titans can taste it.
Another 1-and-1 for Reynolds, and now he's got to feel like, hey, I should have made both here. So a second attempt at this, we'll see if he can do it.
Ryan Reynolds still shooting a 1-and-1 here. That's the 9th on Holland Hall, so it'll be 2 the rest of the way. Reynolds does miss the first one. It rims out. Dutch get the rebound. Thompson crosses half court, guarded by Casey Baker, goes to his right, feeds off to Kuhl. Kuhl going to his left, gets it over to Tabor, feed over to Benton. This possession's taking way too long for Holland Hall. Benton will eventually fire it. It's going to come up short. Rebound pulled in by Jordan England. And he'll be fouled by Muhlendorf. As the Titans, they're letting some smiles peek through now, and some frustration certainly for Holland Hall, as Titans are going to get the job done.
Worth mentioning, it was last year at this place, at this time, or about this time, it was a little earlier in the day actually, but where Carl Albert got stopped in the semifinals when they lost to Del City on this floor. So they are improving from what they did last year. Now, they won't be satisfied, of course. They'll be talking about it.
Could be Del City waiting them. We'll find out later.
Or the team that Del City lost to last year. And these 3 teams still left.
The 3 best teams.
Carl Albert, Tulsa Memorial, Del City. Those are the teams that you always see playing at this time. Only exception is when Del City had to go to 6A for 1 year when they won state. But in 5A, those are the mainstays. Holland Hall new to the scene, and boy, what a tournament they've had being in 5A.
England misses the first one. Second one on the way here for him. Will go down, gets him up to the 50 plateau. And the Titans. And
Coach,
Titans sneak a timeout in. They can crack some jokes now because they're on their way.
Yeah, you can crack jokes now.
11-point lead with 24.5 to go. Like we said, the winner will get either Del City or Tulsa Memorial, and we are going to have that game on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Excited to see that matchup. Kind of teased it earlier. That matchup has been, I think, the talk of the day in high school hoops. There's been a lot of looking forward to that one later, so excited that we get to be on the mic for it. Looking ahead to that one. That's approximately a 7:30 tip. I imagine it'll be a little later than that, but around then.
Well, and you know, Del City has to be thinking about what happened to them last year.
Right.
And Tulsa Memorial is different than last year, but you know how they keep going to state every year, and they've won not too long ago 3 straight 5A titles. And they do it by they're able to reload so effectively. Now they have a senior dominant team. So does Del City, of course. So will next year be the year that both teams finally take a step back, because Del City's made state every year since Coach Hatchett has gotten there. And, of course, I'd say don't count them out. But as far as this game goes, like I said, a lot of senior experience, Division I players on both sides. It's going to be a real interesting chess match, that game. And, of course, this result, that it appears as Carl is going to hold on, will ensure that we will be calling a game tomorrow.
Yep, looking forward to it. 5A championship game will be on the airwaves on the Oklahoma Sports Network tomorrow. Wild shot for Kuhl, doesn't go. Goes knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Muhlendorf. Titans get it back with 15.8 to go. And the Carl Albert Titans are headed to the state championship game. James gets it into England. He'll get it up to Hopkins. They break the pressure. Hopkins brings it up. They are going to go ahead and foul again. Dutch still going down to the bitter end here, and Titans bench starting to celebrate.
The coaches are.
Yeah,
you can hear
the coaches.
You can hear the slap of their mid-fives.
The coaches stay absolutely locked in. They refuse to celebrate early, but they're letting it happen now with 10.9 to go.
Yeah. Now you may wonder, well, why would Holland Hall foul there? And actually, I don't know. But I will say that this is good for Quincy Hopkins and anyone else from Carl Albert who can get free throws in. They need to just see 2 shots going in.
Well, Holland Hall's about to make a lot of subs, and so it'll get their fans here. And they have a lot that made the trip from Tulsa. Get them a chance to thank all these guys coming off the floor. For the Dutch, some really good seniors coming off for this team, including, of course, Jaden Kuhl, Nate Muhlendorf, and Jalen Thompson.
They've been a 4A power. They move up to 5A, and they get to the semis. So a good season for Holland Hall.
We need maybe a co-ed game to break the tie here. At Holland Hall win earlier in the girls' side of things. Boys win here tonight as Hopkins splits the free throws. And the series, they get some revenge for the girls this morning. As the Dutch will fire a 3 here at the buzzer, and it's going to be a wedgie! Electric! 3-ball at the buzzer here from Bo Barnes. Freshman getting out there, gets a wedgie.
Unfortunately, they kept Mott in, so he was able to take care of that easily.
Without jumping. Yeah.
Sometimes that can cause a delay.
Oh, I've seen it. 2.1 seconds left. Dutch will get it in. Barnes won't shoot it this time. And that's it. The Carl Albert Titans going to the 5A championship game tomorrow, 5 o'clock tip here at the Lloyd Noble Center. We'll have it on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Great game. And the Titans, it was a nip and tuck game all the way. Titans were just simply better, especially in the fourth quarter. Triple Elite player of the game, we in agreement?
Let's call it.
Casey Baker. A big-time showing for him. Only has 9 points, but you say only. They were a big 9. He was really good on defense. Some great passes, and, of course, the huge 3 at the end of the game that really iced it to put him up 9 in the final moments. Triple Elite, firing world-class designs and hot new styles at Triple Elite. 405-610-5200, our Triple Elite player of the game, Casey Baker. And Jordan's going to run him down along with Coach Price to talk about this epic Titans win and a trip to the title game tomorrow at 5. We'll have it for you on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We're going to have a little huddle here in celebration, and then we'll get a hold of Coach Price and Casey Baker in just a moment.
They're going to take a picture, but we'll have Coach Price first. I think we had him last 2 days ago. Yes. Okay. Oh, never mind. He was walking over to me asking about.
He's making sure that we're going to get who we want. We're going to get Tayshawn James as well. So they're going to come over and talk. Jordan will do the honors, talking to our Triple Elite player of the game, Casey Baker.
Casey, congratulations. The first question is, towards the end of the game when you shot that corner 3, what the hell were you thinking?
I just knew it was going in. I caught it, had the confidence to let it go.
Now, the reason why I say that, you don't normally look for that shot.
Yep.
What made you decide to all of a sudden be like, hey, I'm going to shoot this?
In practice, I get on the gun. After practice, I like to put up a couple hundred extra 3s a day.
Okay.
And on those catch and shoots, I'm really confident in those. I just don't get them a lot of feel.
Yeah, well, maybe you'll give whoever you play next something to think about. You were just more aggressive on offense this game. You're looking for your shot more. That's not what we normally see from you. What was the change for you?
They told me coming in that the scouting report that everyone says that I'm a pass first, so I just took that to my advantage and went at them.
And what can you say about the team defense you guys play? It seems like you were locked in pretty much the entire game.
I think our team defense is probably the best defense in the state. We take pride in it, put in work every day.
Very good. All right, well, Casey, congratulations for being our player of the game. Going to pass the headset on to Mr. Tayshawn James, but good luck tomorrow. All right, Tayshawn, when I asked you earlier if you're going to play today, you said maybe, but you knew you were going to play, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Just your mic a little there. Go ahead.
Coach P said we were getting ready for the game earlier today, and Coach P, he made a comment saying, Tayshawn, you're going to be guarding either 42 or 33, and right then I already knew I was playing. I had no choice, really. But,
well, how did it feel with your injury out there?
Man, it was a struggle. My first 3 free throws, I could barely see the rim. Well, all of the free throws, really, but, like, I really had to focus on just my practice and just feeling for the free throws and knocking them down. But I could barely see. Everything was blurry.
But then you made the next couple. You made 2 to end the first half.
Sure.
So I guess the free throws got more comfortable for you. And then you had a couple good attacks at the basket, including a layup that surprised everyone in the second half. I mean, so besides shooting the ball, does the injury affect you at all?
I mean, it's hard kind of trying to see my defender out of the corner of my eye, you know. But hopefully I get some rest tomorrow and then come back feeling better tomorrow, and hopefully I'm 100% healthy.
Yeah. So there's no doubt we'll see you tomorrow, right?
Of
we don't
course,
have to
of
keep
course.
asking.
All right, get this gold ball.
Tayshawn, way to overcome this injury. We're glad you played.
Right.
And so I'll talk to Coach Price now. All right, so he gets his headset going here. Coach, start with your team. What can you say about your defense? I thought you guys were locked in almost the entire game.
Absolutely. We really have stressed that a lot. We've had some games we haven't done. I really challenged them today in the locker room particularly, said it's got to be 32 minutes of it the whole time. And our kids really bought into it. I thought they did a great job. I thought overall, and there was a couple of stretches that we gave some runs away, but, I mean, you're in the state semifinals. The team you're playing isn't a dog. They're a great team. They've got some great scores. You know they're going to make a run at some time, and they did. And I thought we did a good job of trying to curb that and not let it get out of hand and kind of get the momentum back on our side a little bit. So, yeah, defense was amazing tonight.
Talk about the offense we saw from Casey Baker. 4 for 4 with 9 points. I'm just not used to seeing him be aggressive and shooting like that. And I know you did not want to shoot that three, but you'll take it anyway.
Absolutely will. Yeah, that was not a shot we were looking for, but when it goes in, you're like, man, that was dumb. That was great. I love it. Thank you so much. But Casey's a great attacker, and we knew if we could spread them out in our offense, which we did a good job, they had to come out and try to guard on Ryan and Quincy, and that gives Casey some opportunities. He's got a really quick step and can get to the rim, and, man, just what a great time for him to come out and make some big plays for us.
After today, he might start flinging them up tomorrow. But
yeah, we hope not, but maybe. We'll see.
And then Jordan England, talk about how you matched the foul situation, and were you hoping he would play a little different when he got to three, or was that just a gamble you're going to take?
No, that was a gamble we were going to take. I mean, we talked to him. I pulled him over and I said, hey, you got three. You got to be smart. I need you in the game. And, the one he got the foul on was just an aggressive play. That happens. He's trying to go score and gets a charge. But I tell you what was incredible is, he's our mental, emotional leader and captain and all of that. And with him on the bench, we had guys step up, take care of the basketball, give us some more time and allow him to get back on the floor and finish the game for us. And just an incredible team effort overall.
Yeah, you guys played well without him at first.
Yeah.
And then Holland made a little bit of a run. All right. Tomorrow, I mean, you've been in a lot of these 5A championships. Lately, the 5A boys is earlier in the day, if I'm not mistaken.
It usually has been, yes.
And tomorrow will be early evening. So
yeah.
I guess that will give your team time for maybe a shoot around, a chance to shoot some free throws maybe, because that probably could have gone a little better for you, right?
Yeah, and that's something we stress a lot. And even in an arena like this, usually my emphasis is, hey, everybody go to the free throw line and see what it looks like so you can see the background and see the lights and understand what you're going against. And, they're teenage kids. They listen sometimes, they don't other times. But we've had also nights where we've knocked them down. And that was a tough place for us. I think it had given us a lot more comfortable lead, but we're able to overcome it, and hopefully we can do a better job tomorrow.
All right, you guys going to watch this next game before you have to scout the game after? Or
we may grab something to eat real quick and come back. We're definitely coming back to watch the other one.
All right, you're going to have a good opponent tomorrow.
Absolutely, no doubt.
We'll look forward to
Wouldn't want it any other way for the finals.
We'll look forward to being here covering that. All right, Coach, thank you. Congratulations.
All righty, great stuff there from Tayshawn James, Casey Baker, and, of course, Coach Jay Price. Carl Albert wins at 51-39. Recapping the point totals here for you on the way out. The high man was Quincy Hopkins. He had 13. Jordan England with 10. Casey Baker with 9. Ryan Reynolds with 9. Jaden Mott with 5. And then Tayshawn James also with 5 as well. For the Holland Hall Dutch, 12 from Jaden Cool, 10 from Carter Benton, 7 from Jalen Thompson, 4 from Ethan Tabor, 6 from Nate Muehlendor. No bench points for Holland Hall in this game. That's another kind of little stat you can put as maybe a reason for why Carl Albert was able to pull out this win tonight. What can you say, Jordan? Titans played really well in a lot of areas. Like you said, the shooting could have been a little better, free throw line, things like that. But their defense was great, hit shots when they needed to, and you know, even though the lead wasn't always big, they kind of always kept Holland Hall at arm's length. They always seemed like they were in control of the game and obviously ran away from them a little bit there at the end.
Well, what was the difference for Holland Hall from Wednesday to today? El Reno, really good team. They beat Carl Albert at their place, but El Reno cannot, at their best, cannot defend you the way Carl Albert can. And I think Carl Albert, what they have, that, you know, even if you go back to the girls' game from this morning,
right?
The girls, as much as I love the girls' team for Carl Albert, they don't have that one or two players that can just attack the basket consistently and get good shots like Carl Albert has with Quincy Hopkins. But they actually have several guys who can actually do that, because we saw that with Casey Baker. We saw it with Tayshawn James. We saw a little bit with Jordan England. Those guys can slash, and I think that just gives them an element where they can break down a man-to-man defense pretty well, because one of them will have a good opportunity when they pass the ball around to get a good shot at the goal.
Absolutely. So we look forward to seeing what they can do tomorrow in the championship game.
And I will say one more thing. If it's Del City, which we would hope, Carl Albert's biggest problem in their 6-game losing streak to Del City has been finding scores against the Eagles. They just have had a hard time scoring, like a lot of teams do. So we'll be interested to see, can they have one or two guys step up and hit shots against a really tough defense. Tulsa Memorial plays a tough defense as well, but I expect if that's the matchup, it'll be a higher scoring game, and it'll be Carl Albert's defense that's tested a little bit more, especially against a tall guy that could shoot like Jareth Ingram. He would be a tough matchup for Carl Albert.
Looking forward to seeing who they got. Obviously, look forward to the championship game tomorrow. Excited that we get to be back here for the championship game Saturday tomorrow at 5 o'clock. But we got to find out who they're playing first. And we're going to have that game coming up for you at 7:30, Del City and Tulsa Memorial, right back here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. That'll be here in a little bit. The game getting ready to tip off. Owasso Broken Arrow here coming up in about 6 minutes or so. So this game will take place, and then we'll be on after that. And so 7:30 is the approximate tip. Again, I expect it will be a little bit later than that. Obviously, we're already past 6 o'clock now. So, but keep an eye out for us around 7:30, 7:45, somewhere in that range. The stream will be live, and we'll be ready for that one, which will be a lot of fun. Del City Tulsa Memorial, like we said earlier, kind of the talk of the day in high school hoops is that game, and I'm really looking forward to it coming up here in about an hour and a half or so from now. So that's it for us. We'll be back later this evening for Del City Tulsa Memorial. We'll see you then. Find out who Carl Albert's playing tomorrow in the 5A state title game. That's it for now. We'll see you back a little bit later here at the Lloyd Noble Center. For Jordan Ray, I'm Josh Calloway signing off. We'll see you here for Del City Tulsa Memorial coming up at approximately 7:30.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.